Hello, my name is Molly Sutz, and for the presentation, I decided to analyze Case A. So let's begin. Presenting the facts. Alrighty, in Case A, Nicole is a single mother who is doing her best to support and raise her daughter Anne Marie. And because of past unsound decisions and unfortunate circumstances, she's experiencing a lot of financial stress. Her daughter Anne Marie is not old enough to work yet, but she's coming to the age where she's wanting nicer things and having the same opportunities as her friends, along with just the basic physical necessities such as braces and glasses. Nicole's ex-husband is paying child support only on the basis of when he can, so Nicole's not receiving that extra financial support from him either. And with her being a single mother, she's having to play the role of the mom and the dad, providing financial support but also the emotional and physical needs of her daughter. Nicole does have a steady job, but the job's just providing her with like the basic necessities of life, but not like the extra things to make us happy. And then Nicole is also having to pay for school loans and then also recovering money from a business deal where she had money stolen online. So identifying the key issues. The single most important issue for Nicole and her daughter is that there's no savings to draw from. And as I said before, her salary is only providing her with her basic needs. The second issue isn't dealing so much with the money aspect, but more of the emotional side. And that is that Anne Marie is coming of the age of wanting to express herself and look good to her friends. And Nicole, being a mother, that wants to do that for her daughter, is going to want to provide her the best things, but being financially unstable and then also wanting to provide your daughter with those things can kind of clash, and sometimes emotion can go over what we really need to do. And so Nicole needs to make sure that they have the money for what they actually need. Alternative courses of action. In Nicole's situation, there were three main things that I could think of that would be the best. The first thing isn't so much a financial move, but more of the emotional side, and that would be to explain to her daughter that they don't have the funds right now to buy extra clothes and for her to go on school trips and things like that. And then also, in kind of parentheses here, I said she does need to start having a savings, Nicole. So in the future, maybe when Nicole gets to high school, she can have a savings to draw on. The second point that I thought of was to go to whomever is in charge of the child support services and see if there's a law or anything that she could do to fight for her ex-husband to send child support each month. And then the third point I made was to find a loan with a reasonable interest rate and use the money for the things that her daughter needs, so that she can draw from that now, and then that savings, and she could pay it off in the future. Evaluating the alternative courses of action. Well, the first one that I mentioned might be the easiest, and that's just telling your daughter that we don't have the funds right now. It is the hardest because what mother wants to tell their daughter that they can't pay for things? But this would reduce the internal stress that Nicole is feeling. And also, at the end part of that, creating a savings account, she'll have something to draw on in the future for her daughter, or if even something really bad happens, such as a car accident in the next few years. The second alternative that I said would require a lot more fight on the mother's part, and it might not even lead to anything because laws and things like that are really hard to figure out, and it might cost money to get a lawyer and such things like that. And then the third thing probably would be the easiest for the present time, and that would be to get a loan, but in the future she's going to be in the same place as she is with her school loans at the current moment, so that might not even be the best choice. And then incorporating this whole scenario into the human ecosystem model. And I said for the specific case that the human behavioral environment part of the model plays the biggest role in the struggle between Nicole and her daughter and the financial stress. And to help us understand what the human behavioral model means, I incorporated the definition, and it's the physical, The environment of physical, psychological, and social behaviors of people, including the regulatory components, the social, the psychological, and the biophysical. And then continuing on that slide, and incorporating this into those last 4 vocabulary definitions, Nicole is facing 3 main stressors, and those are the tension of not being able to give her daughter all she wants, the lack of support emotionally and money-wise from her ex-husband, and then the personal turmoil from not having a supportive job and just being happy.